ladies and gentlemen. This is the BS Machine with Tommy Kendi. How you going, guys? I'm your host, Tommy Kendi, and I'm coming at you live. Well, not really live. It's not live. I'm coming at you. I recorded it probably yesterday because most of you listen to this on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday, but it's Sunday, so I'm coming at you from Sunday. How cool, I've recorded this before you've even listened to it. So wherever you're listening to me right now, whether it's in your car, whether it's in your lounge room, whether you're going for a walk on the beach, whatever you're doing, fucking love you. Thank you for listening and so appreciated. And it's been, what a week it's been. Holy moly. I was going to talk about something else, but now I've decided to talk about the thing that I'm actually going to talk about, which is something that I've experienced now, I guess. Well, not now, but I experienced in the last few days. And so what that is that the name of the podcast today is Are You Fighting with Life? Fighting, F-I-G-H-T-I-N-G. Are you fighting with life? And if you want to add on, are you fucking fighting with life? Man, how annoying is it when you're feeling like you're going into life and you're fighting it? So as we know that we're fighting life when we're just looking around in certain little pockets of our life, and it seems like things are being like you're fighting against them. You're trying to make things work. You're trying. And I reckon trying is so fucking annoying because trying, you're sort of doing this thing where I believe that if you're trying too hard, you're trying to change what already is. And when you're fighting life, it means that you're fighting the present moment. And when you're fighting the present moment, ultimately, you're just fighting yourself. That's what I believe anyway. And so if you're fighting something in your external world, whether it's your relationship, career, friendships, even the relationship you have with yourself, whether it's health, mental, spiritual, whatever, when you're fighting, it's always someone's going to lose, and sure as shit, it ain't going to be life. So the best way I reckon to think about this is wherever you are right now, there's a whole entire world experiencing itself around you. There is people in restaurants, there's people in cars, there's people at home having a fight, there's people at home having the best sex of their life, there's people that are drinking coffee, there's dudes eating fucking donuts and McDonald's and whatever else, right? So there's a whole entire world that's experiencing itself and you're not there. So you don't give a fuck about it. It's got nothing to do with you because you're not there. But what I've realized is that when you are in a situation that you're experiencing, then we're sitting there playing kings and queens going, hey, wait, I don't like that. I don't like the way that person spoke to me, or I don't like the taste of that, or I don't like this, or I don't like the way that looks, or I don't like the way my bank account looks, or I don't like this or that or the other. And the fucked up thing is whatever you don't like, that thing's going to be doing its thing anyway. You're just choosing to jump in there and experience it. And when you're experiencing it, then you reckon you're bold, not bold enough, but you reckon that you're special enough to actually judge it for what it is. But that's the thing. We don't actually get to play that card. We don't get to judge it. All these things are happening, and they have been happening for billions and billions of years. And so if you're fighting what is, you've got no fucking chance because you're never ever going to win. So how much easier would it be to just turn up to things with a sense of curiosity, with a sense of like, oh, wow, like how cool is it that is how that worked out? Like, oh, wow. I'm like, holy shit, can you see that? Wow, that worked out like that. And the reason I'm talking about this is because there's this person that that triggers the fuck out of me quite often. And I try and stay away from this person, right? And I just get triggered, like so triggered. But then I know afterwards, after my triggering happens and I fall into my dumb shit of getting involved in the being triggered, I sit back and I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, wait, this human being is how they are. And whether I'm there or not, that's just how they are. So who am I to say that when I'm in this person's presence, that they have to act in a way that makes me happy? You know, like who the fuck do I think I am? You know, and it's like, even if they did act in that way, then why do I think that that's the right way to act? You know, this person doesn't do anything. It's not, there's nothing that happens there. It's basically they are just being how they are. And when I decide to step into the sphere of them being there, I get triggered as fuck because I'm sitting there judging like a fucking judgy prick. But who really, in essence, like, who the fuck am I to judge another human being in order to make them act in a way that makes me feel comfortable? It doesn't work like that. And it's the same with everything else around life. You know, sometimes I have to look at myself in the mirror and go, Tom, who do you think you are? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? You don't get to fuck with Mother Nature. 1, 2, you don't get to fuck with life. Life happens whether you're here or not. If I was dead right now, everything would keep going as it keeps going. Yeah, you know what, for a couple of months, whatever, there might be a few sad people, but ultimately, life just keeps happening whether I'm here or not. So my job is to get involved in this life of mine in the most in-depth way, and be curious. Like, if things piss me off or if things trigger me, then be curious. It's like, oh my God, that's cool. Like, wow, like that really pissed me off. So like, all right, let's look into it. Like, let's be curious and check it out. It's like, hey, Mr. Experience or Mrs. Experience, what's going on over there, mate? Like, what do you got to show me? What do you got to show me? Let's have a look at this. And even if it's not you being triggered, even if it's me not being triggered, even if it's something else where you're looking out in the world and you're just not happy with something, just remember that whatever that something is, it's going to keep happening whether you're in that zone or not. And this is where I bring it back to your energy, your vibe, your vibration. Not even vibe, it's vibration. Because however you're vibrating is exactly what we're attracting to us. So if you're vibrating in a low vibration, in a shitty vibration, what do you think is going to come and draw to you? Exactly. If you're vibrating at a much higher, I won't say enlightened, but if you're vibrating at a higher state, you're vibrating at a really cool spot where you're just like, man, I'm excited about this. Like, this is epic. And even before you get excited, you're like fully happening and you're just being fully energized. And as you walk out into the world, that energy brings you your vibration. But if you're going out in the world and complaining or playing victim, or you're going out into the world and you don't like what you see, then you got to change your paradigm. And this is where, like, guys like Joe Dispenza and all these guys that talk about quantum reality and quantum shifts and quantum this and quantum that, that's what it is. It's allowing ourselves and giving ourselves the power to be able to lift ourselves up and go into full quantum. And quantum, apparently, which, I mean, we've all experienced it, is quantum is ultimately our life. But we got to create that quantum. And the problem is that most of us are so out of touch with the quantum or with the current reality that we're constantly, it's like we're future tripping, like we're tripping on the future. We're so worrying about tomorrow that we miss out on today. And life is like pretty much a concert where we're so busy recording it on our phones that we forget to actually enjoy the music. You know, staying present, fucking hell, man. It's so, you guys would know this. How awesome is it when you feel presence, when you're here, when even now you can hear my voice. You're not just flying off and tripping about the future, but you're actually actively listening. And when you're actively listening, even though I'm recording this at a time before you heard it, you will feel the vibration rise, because I feel my vibration rising right now to the point where I've almost got goosebumps on my arms. And so when you're in that place, you can, like, I can raise your vibration right now simply by raising my own. I mean, do you feel that? Like, as you're listening to the vibrations of my voice, I'm right now lifting your vibration. And by me lifting your vibration, who knows? Who the fuck knows what fucking legendary shit is going to happen with you moving forward? Could happen to you today. I'll give you a quick example. Today, we were walking on the beach this morning, and last minute, there was all these runners that were on Elwood Beach here in Melbourne, Australia. There was all these runners on at the beach. Anyway, so all these runners are out, and we had the dog, and we're walking the dog, and I'm like, babe, do you know what? Let's just go into the grass. And it was the perfect moment. And I was present because I was at the beach, I was breathing, I was moving, and I was whatnot. So anyway, I said, babe, come on, let's go to the grass. So we turned onto the grass. What happened? We go onto the grass, and as we went onto the grass, the moment we both looked down, and there was two $50 fucking notes right there. So by the way, if anyone's lost $100, don't call me, because it's already spent. Anyway, so we found $100, and we're like, oh my God, how cool is that? We're like, total surprise. I've never found $100. That was epic, unbelievable. What a cool windfall, $100. And we're both just like, thank you, money. And then Nick was like, can you come back with all your friends, please? And I laughed, and then it was actually really cool. We found $100, but I was present. I was not tripping about the future. I was there. Nick was there. We're walking the dog. We're breathing. We're on the beach. It was fucking awesome. So when you're tripping about the future, you probably would have walked past that $100. When you're tripping about the future, you're so fucking focused on what's next that you got no chance of actually getting into and squeezing and saturating yourself with this moment. There is so much going on in this moment. There's so much going on, and that's our job, guys. Our job is to bring it back into the present moment, because if you're not, you're just being a fucking control freak. You know, many people, they think they can control every aspect of their life. And you know, but it is, life is like a stubborn fucking fucker that refuses to follow orders. So we've got to explore the idea of letting go, and how letting go of what the future brings can actually lead to a more fulfilling existence. And that's what we do when we're in the present moment. We're filling ourselves up. And anytime you are fighting with life, you're basically just tripping about the fucking future. And it's just, you know, why trip about the future? What are you going to get out of it? Fucking nothing, because it hasn't happened yet. And I'll talk about this all the time. The past is in the past. The future is in the future. So the past hasn't, it has happened. The past has happened. And you know what? Even I was talking about Joe Dispenza before, but even Joe Dispenza, I mean, this guy's epic. I mean, he does things where he talks about shit, but then he actually has the research to back it up, which is, I have the research in terms of my own fuck ups in life. But this guy, he's gone one step further, and he's actually researched it to the point where he's taking measurements of brain waves and heart waves and all this type of stuff. And when you're in the present moment, when he brings people into the present, it just proves what I've been yapping on about all these years. The space of the heart opens. And that is what our job is. The space of the heart opens. That's our fucking job. You know, there is That's it. It's the space of the heart opens, and once the space of your heart opens, then anything is possible. So these moments of fighting life, please stop. And a really good analogy, which I don't know if I've actually mentioned this before or not, but a really good analogy is tug of war. So let's say you're looking at a tug of war and you're on one end and you're pulling the rope really, really hard. You're fucking pulling the rope. On the other end is life, pulling the rope, going, mate, you got no chance. Like, I've got 13.8 billion years ahead of you. So I've got all that. So you're definitely not going to win. But you're like, no, I'm going to pull the rope. I'm going to pull the rope because I want to beat you even though I can't. And life's like, mate, I'm not even giving you a fucking inch. Like, all you have to do is let go. And once you let go of the rope, it's done. There is no pressure. There is no resistance. All you have to do is let go of the rope. And letting go of the rope gives you the opportunity to not try and pull life towards you, but once there's no resistance, then you are allowed to step into your life. You're allowed to step into your life, and you willingly, with courage and with total, it's a choice, isn't it? That we let go of the rope, and then we go, all right, come on, life, let's go. Let's fucking party. I can see what you're doing. I'm just going to get involved. That's all you need to do. And you're asking, okay, well, how do I do that when I don't have money? Or how do I do that when I'm single and I want to be in a relationship? And how do I do that when this is going on and that's going on and I don't like these things and I don't like those things? How do I do it when I've experienced ridiculous and fucking heavy heart trauma? How do you do it? Let the fuck go. Let go, because us holding on to trauma of any kind, whether it's small, medium, or out of this stratosphere, the trauma is not happening right now. The bad experience is not happening right now. I mean, that human that triggers the fuck out of me, that's not happening right now. But what I'm going to do, carry it with me? Why? It's just stupid. What, carry it with me? Why would I? It's like carrying a ball and chain. Any single thing that you're pissed off about right now or you don't like, it's not actually happening right now. So why are you pissed off about it? It's like, seriously, ask yourself that question. Why are you pissed off about something that isn't fucking happening right now? Or why are you pissed off about something that may or may not happen in the future? Like, fucking hell. You know, and really, you guys know, I'm not yelling at you. I'm really just reminding myself of this stuff. And that's the key. Once you realize that all we need to do is let go of the rope and just look at life and go, dude, I'm just going to let go and take me on a fucking journey. I'm just going to let go, take me on a journey. And letting go doesn't mean that you release your power and you release your energy. Letting go is understanding who you are as an authentic human being, looking around your life and going, what parts of my life support my heart? What parts of my life support my authentic nature? What parts of my life support my health, my well-being? What parts of my life support the things that I fucking love and that I cherish? And everything else, fuck it off. Everything else, fuck it off. Even if it takes you a week, a month, a year, start the process of pulling your things out from under the carpet and actually diving in and going for it. Like, actually start the process. This is it. This is where it happens. This is where the exciting stuff starts. It's this moment. It's not about going, all right, I'll definitely do that. Yeah. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And trust me, I'm the fucking king of tomorrow. Absolute king of tomorrow. I promise you, if you Googled the king of I'll do it tomorrow, I promise you, if you did that, I would come up. Actually, I'm going to do this while I'm talking to you. because I probably won't come up. The king of I'll do it. I actually just want to see what it is. The king of I'll do it tomorrow. It comes up with Carol King. How to get rid of the I'll do it tomorrow mindset. Got some reading to do, guys. Fuck it. I'll start tomorrow by Action Bronson. That's a cool name. Action Bronson. Anyway, I just lied to you. When you Google king of I'll do it tomorrow, it's not me. So, sorry, guys. Please, that's not me. But what is me is all the stuff that we've been talking about, is all about using the magic and the beauty of this current moment to fuel us to move forward and to fuel us to get this good stuff. And when you're fighting with life, just fucking stop it. And I always see this in yoga classes. It's such a good place to see that, where when I'm teaching a yoga class, you know, I'll have 30, 40, whatever people in there, and you see the people in the room that are fighting the poses. You see the people in the room that are fighting their mind. They're fighting. And I actually said in a yoga class last week, I said, guys, do you know the best thing about being a yoga teacher? There was like 35 people in class, and I was up the front, and it's the middle of class where there's heaps of heat building and people just want to fucking give up. And I said, guys, what I love about being a yoga teacher is you see everything. Like, you see everything in the room. You see when people are being half-assed. You see people that are actually going for it. You see people that are totally in their head and totally just looking forward to the end of class. You see people that are actually trying, and look, it's just so cool. But as a yoga teacher, we all have the same thing. You know, I'm not saying you're a yoga teacher. I'm saying that it's like life is... It's a class, isn't it? It's like a class of constant learning. It's a class of constantly checking in with yourself and looking at things and having a go. And this is where curiosity comes in, and this is where that part of it comes in. It's like present moment, get into it. If you're fighting with life, fucking stop it. You know, the should trap. Don't get caught up in what you think life should be like. We all have these idealized versions of reality in our heads, which is absolute bullshit because you're making it up anyway. But life is fucking stubborn. It's uncooperative. It's like a puzzle piece that refuses to fit where you want it to go. So you want to just let the fuck go. Let go. Let go. This is what we are meant to be doing. And once we let go, you'll be that person that changes route and you'll find $100. How cool will that be, eh? But it may not be 100. Who knows what you'll find? But that's the thing. It's like when you're present, you think magic pops up. I probably wouldn't have seen that $100 if I was being a future tripper. So if you're fighting with life, please stop it. Bring it back to yourself. I'll stop yapping on about it now because I've talked about it enough, but hopefully I've given you some good insight and good nuggets of gold for you to remind yourself wherever you need to let go of the rope, let it the fuck go and just go with life. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please, there's been a few more reviews and stuff that have been going up on the potty, so keep putting them up because it really does help. And wherever you're listening or watching, if you're on YouTube, how you going? You can see me if you are Spotify, wherever you are, or the Apple Podcast app or any of the other podcast thingamajigs. Love you guts and thank you, and I will see you next week, guys. I've got a really cool guest on next week, actually. She's an Olympic champion, so check out next week. I'm excited to have her on. Olympic champion. Not often you get one of those chicks on the show, is it? But I can't wait to talk to her. She's really cool. Anyway, catch you later. Catch you later. Bye.